Alright, so this might be quite the hot take, but I'm going to still say it. First, a little backstory. For the longest time, maybe since I was 14 or something, I've thought that, hey, something's wrong with me because I could never concentrate in school. I've never been a good student. I've always been a terrible student in all my years. And now I'm going to end school, really, because I'm in my senior year and, the last part. So when I was 14 and 15 and 16 and now 17, I have slowly been accepting or considering the fact, especially at the beginning, which was at 14, that I might have ADHD, and that could explain a lot, right? That is not confirmed, but they did, you could say, several observations to me with perhaps a therapist. And that therapist, which I think also has ADHD, she said that, yeah, he does. And we're pretty sure. That's the thing. We haven't officially tested it out, but we're pretty sure. The thing is, I thought that was a reason why I couldn't concentrate at all. But now, late in my life, just because I've had to try, because I wanted to be successful, and that's the only way, concentrating, focusing, I've noticed that I can't focus if I really want to. Maybe I can only focus in things that I'm interested in focusing on, but I can. I do have that ability. I also have the ability of focusing, which is probably just flow state. Well, everybody has that ability, but I feel that I do have it. I don't know if better than anybody else. I'm not gonna say that, but still. And I want to say with that a lot of people, I think that just like me, basically use that theory or even that fact, even if they do know that they have it, they use it as an excuse for them to keep being that unconcentrated person. So, yeah, what I want to say real quick is that there's a lot of successful people that do have ADHD. Like, for example, amongst them, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, John F. Kennedy, Michael Phelps, Michael Jordan, Albert Einstein. Like, there's tons of people. And imagine even other neurodivergencies. There's a lot of people with fucked up shit in their brains who have succeeded. And some of the geniuses in this life achieved what they did because they have something different over here. And maybe that implies something bad. But yeah, there's also a bunch of actors here. I just don't want to mention them because I don't think they count. Because really, like, I don't know. But there are successful people with ADHD, so you can succeed, definitely. You can do the things necessary to succeed because obviously they had to focus at a certain point to succeed on those things. And trust me, there's tons of people with neurodivergencies, with AKA something wrong in their brains, that have achieved stuff. Like, there's that everywhere. And I'm not saying that you can turn every single neurodivergency into a superpower. Like, there are some people, for example, with autism that it's really bad, you know? And that doesn't necessarily imply that you're super good at something, even though sometimes it does. So I want to say that yes, in some cases it is pretty bad, and you can be like, okay, yeah, that is excusable. Like, we get why you are like that because you have that condition and you cannot control it. You can't help it. We get it. But a lot of the times, those excuses are used to remain in the comfort zone, to remain in that comfort of not having to put some effort into what you do. Because many times, I'm not going to say most of the time because I haven't really researched this, but I believe so. I believe that this is the case. That in many cases, you could do the things that are required for you to accomplish really whatever you want to do, and really that's all that matters. That's life, basically, doing the thing that you have to do to get what you want. That's how things work, right? If you want to be a good student, if you want to get good grades, you have to study. To put it very simply, I know it's much more complex than that, and there's many other areas of life in which it might be different, but it is like that. And yeah, there comes the placebo effect. And let me explain. Just stay with me. The thing is that oftentimes you use that excuse that, oh, I have ADHD, I cannot concentrate. And you really do believe that. And you know what happens afterwards? You probably do. What happens afterwards is that your brain tries to look for proof of that, because the brain works that way. I'm sorry, I cannot really explain it right now. But that's how it works. If you really believe something, you're right. Remember that there's a quote, I forgot who said it, but the man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. It goes something like that, but it's pretty powerful, because if you believe that you can do something, chances are you can do it. Because likely you're not stupid to think that you can reach a vertical jump that can reach the moon, because come on, let's be realistic. But chances are that you are like talking about something that probably somebody else has achieved, and something that is pretty realistic, something that is feasible. Like, for example, oh, I want to be a millionaire and doing this. I want to be a millionaire by doing a certain product that I want. That is not unrealistic. Tons of people have done that. And this is the part that definitely doesn't change. If you believe that you cannot do something, even if it's something that you can do, you can't do it. Or at least you will be terrible at it. The more you believe it, the more power it has. Remember that. The more you believe something, the more power it has over you. Just look it up. Trust me, and look up, maybe in ChatGPT or whatever, or YouTube even, the amount of things that have been accomplished by placebo. Like, there's many examples of what can be accomplished in the person just by the mind really believing that. Like, to put a very short example, in some war, I forgot what it was, but there was a doctor that would shoot morphine into the people that he was going to operate on. And then one day he had a patient that was really injured, a patient from war, obviously a soldier, and he had no more morphine, and he had to give him some, because otherwise he would probably die from the surgery and from the tension and all the pain that he was going to feel. So you know what he did? He put some salt water into the syringe, and then he told him that, hey, I'm going to put some morphine into you, okay? Injected that shit. And his brain started creating those chemicals that allowed him to stay calm throughout the whole process. It calmed him down, just like if it was morphine. That is just a small example of the power that placebo can have. So imagine, and trust me, it is related, because it's all mental. Imagine what can happen if, let's say you're a good basketball player. Let's say you're fucking Michael Jordan, or let's say you're LeBron, or whoever else. And you genuinely believe that you are a terrible player. Imagine what the fuck is going to happen. You're going to play terribly. So now, going back at the main topic, if you are just a regular guy that maybe does have some fucked up shit in his mind, maybe something's wrong with you, like there is with me. If you really try and convince yourself that there's something wrong with you, and that prevents you from doing the things necessary for you to succeed, like concentrating, guess what's going to happen? You won't. But guess what happens if you believe that you can? Your brain is going to do as much effort as possible to make that possible for you to be able to do that, basically. You're going to be able to do it. But you have to believe in yourself. And that might sound corny or whatever, but trust me, it is really the biggest part of success. One time I had a teacher that, and this was around the time where I was starting to obsess over, wow, I want to be successful, because you can do a lot in this life, right? And she was saying that, oh, what she was asking the whole class that, hey, what do you guys think is the biggest factor for success? I was like, no, you have to be disciplined, you have to work hard, you have to do all the technical shit. And she was like, no, 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 you have to believe in yourself. And she just wrote it on the board. That was the whole class. You just wrote it on the board really big. You have to believe in yourself. And I don't know if anybody got that, if anybody truly understood the reason why. But now I do. Now I get it. That is the biggest factor. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not doing shit. After you believe in yourself, then comes everything else. Concentrating, working hard, not being fucking stupid, you know? Then comes all the technical stuff. But the first step is you have to believe that you can do something. Because if you don't, there's no way you are going to. There's no way you're going to have the spirit behind your actions. You're not going to do your best. And that really is it. You have to think about it. And trust me, it is like that. I really don't have anything else to tell you. Just think about it, because it is like that. You have to believe in yourself. Not just for success, but for anything in between. You have to believe, oh, I can finish this task. Even though I'm a very, let's say, forgetful person, or even though I'm a very distracted person, I can do this. You have to believe that you can. Because that is the one thing that can push you the most towards accomplishing that. And really, if I keep explaining this, I'll just be repeating myself, because it is just that simple. So I'll leave you with that. Good luck, and Team Philosopher out.